Hey, what's up guys? E back with another action figure review. Today we're diving into the Spider-Man No Way Home Armadillo Build-A-Figure wave. First up we have Jade Jonah Jameson. And I initially wasn't going to review this wave. I don't know, I'm not too stoked about it for whatever reason. And if I'm not stoked about it or if I'm not excited about something, I'm not really going to force myself to review it. But I really am excited for the Jay Jonah Jameson figure. So we're going to look at that and then we'll see how it goes, see what the reception is, and if everybody wants to see some more reviews from this wave, then so be it. But right now, I am really excited for this figure, so let's get into it. It's the first time we're getting J.K. Simmons in the MCU finally, after he played the most perfect JJJ from live action. So definitely, I mean, I guess he was the only one that's ever done it, but he is perfect for the role. And here he is. He comes with the arm of Armadillo. Here's the side art, which is nice. We get him up top here on the TV screen, and then Spider-Man down below. And then here's the back side showing the rest of the wave, which has some decent figures. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying the wave is trash at all. But we do get a new updated Doctor Strange, which I'm excited for too. We get the Game vs. Miles Morales, which is cool. And then 2 comic figures on the side there, and then 2 Spider-Mans too. Then of course the Build-A-Figure built on the left side there. We have a read up at the top that reads, "Behind the anchor desk on the Daily Bugle website, Jameson does everything he can to sling mud at his greatest adversary, Spider-Man." So here is our MCU Jay Jonah Jameson, played by the same actor that played him in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, which before recent events in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it was not canon, it was not part of the story, but now it is. So Sony and Marvel sat down and they asked, how can we make all these reboots make sense? And now they have, and I think it's pretty genius. It's a pretty good way to introduce all of these old characters once again into the MCU and make those films, I guess, canon. They're just from another universe. They're just a variant of the same character. This is a variant of Jay Jonah Jameson from the Sam Raimi films. That's a variant. There's different variants of every character thanks to the TVA, thanks to the Loki TV show. So it makes sense now, There's 100 million different Iron Mans. There's 100 million different Spider-Mans. Or I guess I should say an infinite amount of each. So in this universe, Jay Jonah Jameson does not have a full head of hair. He has lost some of that hair, and he's still working for the Daily Bugle, but instead of a newspaper, he is a web host online. It's all digital. It's all online. It is dailybugle.net instead of just the Daily Bugle newspaper. So the same, but different. So here's the head sculpt that comes attached with the figure, and I think the likeness is definitely there thanks to that digital photoreal tech. We get an alternate head with, of course, yelling expression on there, and that looks just like him too, so that's good. And those are all the heads he comes with, but we do get an alternate set of hands where the hands are just wide open. You can see the detail of the ring on his ring finger. And then here are the hands that he comes with on the figure. We get a pointing finger, which is of course necessary. And then here's that same hand with the ring, but in a fist, so that's necessary too. Last but not least, we get the left arm of Armadillo. You can see the detail on that, so that looks pretty dope. Can't wait to build that figure. So here's an up-close look at the rest of the figure. You can see the torso piece here. It's another suited body, which is always nice. We get it in a light blue. And down to the knees and the ankle. So nothing crazy here, but I do notice we did get the serial number, factory numbers, printed in bright white on his leg, just like it was on Sandman. So I might do the same trick on this one and get this thing erased. Definitely, because it's just an eyesore sometimes to see that there. In terms of articulations, everything you know to expect from this suited body, so not really necessary to go through this thing. So let's just move right along. Here's a quick look at him with his alternate head attached and his finger pointing up, kind of like he's mad. And then here it is again, but with his fist up. Now, not bad on accessories, I must say, but I do wish he did come with a laptop at least. It makes sense since he is, just to differentiate it from the Sam Raimi Jay Jonah Jameson, since he is now like a online web-only type of journalist. Should have came with a laptop, but it is what it is. Alright, and first up, of course, we'll get him next to the retro vintage Spider-Man comic version of Jay Jonah Jameson, which is from the 90s iteration of him, and he looks really good next to our MCU version. You can see there the similarities in terms of how perfect J.K. Simmons is for this role. Definitely is a perfect actor, in my opinion, like the Robert Downey Jr. of Jay Jonah Jameson. And you see here, this figure, this retro one, came with a Spider-Man or Spider-Sham Daily Bugle newspaper, which was like really highly detailed. That's so cool that he came with that. Like I said, that's kind of, differentiates it. It's like this is the version that had newspapers, and then this should have been the version with the laptop with the screen showing dailybugle.net on it. That would have been really dope. Alright, let's try and capture this one on camera, unlike the Sandman one where I messed up and did not record. But pretty simple. You can see how easy this will come off. And it looks like there's some on that line, on that seam. So it's going to be a little tough for that, but remember, you want to dry it real quick too. Right now it's like smeared, but once I get some more on there, it should come off. Especially in that little seam there. And then just dry it off quick. Not too bad. I'm gonna get some more in that seam, but I don't want to overdo it. Overall, the numbers are gone, so you're not really gonna see that anymore. It won't be so much of a eyesore. Alright, so there's the final product. Doesn't look bad. If you look at the other leg, which I did not touch with anything, it looks just like the other leg. The plastic has this like weird, like phasey look to it. So it looks good to me. I'm fine with it. It's the inside of the leg. So you got more into the seam there, so I got most of it out. The white definitely is a little bit more difficult than the black ink. The black ink erased quickly, and then the white one kind of smeared around. So that one was a little bit tricky, but I got it. So it's good. So there you go. Very quick and easy. No need to really compare him next to some other crazy characters. It's just Jay Jonah Jameson in a suited body. So it's a very simple figure that is good as it is. Nothing crazy here. So it is what it is. Good figure. I like it. Probably my favorite from the wave, or at least one of my favorites from the wave. Just because it's a MCU Jay Jonah. It's just awesome. So really excited to see him in the upcoming movie. I'm sure he'll play a bigger part now. I know he was in that end credit scene of Far From Home, and then we saw him briefly in another movie, and that's it. So hopefully we get some more screen time with this guy. This movie's going to be nuts. So I think it might be one of the best MCU movies to date. If it lives up to the hype. So I'll see you guys in December when that movie is finally out, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, have a good one. Bye.
That's crispy.